morning, St. Lucia. How are you feeling today? Right now, I just want to take the time out to say, Jono, I love you. And I miss you. Give me an elbow, Gassa. Listen, when you see we catching up and finding people, and especially he's been out, so we have St. Lucians near and far, just still putting in some work and representing no matter what. And here I have Jonathan. I'm getting goosebumps. Jonah, you see how long I see you guys? So it is long overdue, but I'm happy he's here because Jonathan is working on a very special project. And I think we as St. Lucians need to support it. We need to be very proud of it because he is studying, let me not say just studying music. Jono, welcome to DBS this morning. First of all, what exactly are you studying?
So I'm studying music technology at NYU. Yeah.
I didn't just want to label it, he's studying music. So there you go. Now we know what exactly he's studying, but part of his Capstone Project is he's going to be infusing some of our local folk songs into his project. And I think that's just ingenious, not only sharing it with the world, but, just giving new life to some of our music. And there's so much documentation going with the process. I think I spied him chatting with Paba. So we all know there's so much good to come out from this. So Jonathan, this is where we're going to start off. It's a new year, and I know this project is definitely on the way. So tell us a little bit more about this.
So yeah, as I said, I'm currently studying music technology and I graduate in May. And part of our program is at the end of, in your senior year, you're supposed to do a capstone project, which is basically a project saying that you've been here for 4 years, what did you learn? So it's kind of like the equivalent of a thesis. And normally when I do projects for school, I try to see if I can include some aspect of my culture into my assignment. So I decided to do an EP of focusing on the flower festivals. So I've been working with FRC. I contacted them, especially because of the FRC fire in 2018. I wanted to do something that would be able to give back to St. Lucia and give back to the FRC because I think it's a really important resource that we have. So the way it's structured is it's an EP, 6 songs, 3 songs La Oz, 3 songs La Margaret, and it's basically just having 2 groups, a La Oz group and a La Margaret group, recording some of the traditional songs, some of the songs that they themselves wrote, and mixing and mastering that. In addition to that, I figured that because this is something that is so unique to our culture, I couldn't just present it without giving some kind of context or background. So I decided to include a documentary aspect where I interview the performers, I interview experts like Paba, about the flower festivals, what it means to them, the history of the flower festivals. So I've been spending all my time here on this trip just trying to get that together.
Well, I appreciate that you took the time out to be here with us because I know you're well on your way to head back so you could go finish. But I didn't even realize that I missed out on all of this because, St. Lucia, I said I was disconnecting while I was on vacation. So the fact that this happens, I knew it meant that we are supposed to share it because we want people to know. And I just think right now, especially COVID showed how we need to be different, especially in capturing our culture and documenting it and saving it. And the FRC has done an amazing job last year, I think, going digital and making use of social media now. So something like what you're doing is going to be, again, like you said, giving back. I see this as so important. Like 20 years from now, this is a piece of our culture and our history. So this is so crazy that you even had this idea. Did you always know as soon as they, told you guys about the project? Did you always know that, okay, this is kind of where I want to go with this? Or how long did it take you to figure out exactly what you wanted to do?
So initially I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to do something that was special to me. Normally people do like just normal EPs and just write songs and do stuff like that. But I was like, okay, I can do that at any point in time. Like what's going to be special about it? I don't need to do this as a project. I can do it at any point in my life. So I spoke to Louise and I spoke to other people who are involved in St. Lucia's culture because I knew I wanted to do something with St. Lucia's culture and music. And initially it was going to be incorporating different events that we have throughout the year, throughout our local schedule. So maybe a Jeunet Creole songs, Masquerade, La Oz and La Marguerite, And then in organizing everything, I realized how much it would actually cost to do all of that. It also had to be like something short because all of this is studio time and it required me having to use several bands. It would require several studio sessions. So at the end, I decided, and Louis suggested from the FRC, that we just focus on the flower festivals. And that also gave me an opportunity to really put a lot more focus onto the entire project as a whole because I could be more comprehensive about what I wanted to do.
Now, at this point, is there any way that we here in St. Lucia can help support this, or do we just sit back, wait for it to come out, and then we support by making sure we share the music?
Honestly, actually, before I start, I just want to say I had a GoFundMe to raise funds for the various costs, so like transportation for the artists, hospitality, so food and drinks, paying for studio sessions, stuff like that. And it got filled up really fast. Like people were super responsive, and I want to take the time out to thank everybody who contributed, everyone who shared, because it really helped. And we're well on our way. As of how you can help now, honestly, most of the production is done now, and maybe the only way that people can really help is maybe like try to contact me and send me some kind of like clips if they have their own personal clips from their experiences or at flower festivals. I could always use more B-roll. I'm sourcing B-roll already, but if other people have new material that hasn't been seen before, I'm accepting that. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'm happy to hear that it's, as you said, well on the way. So, St. Lucia, if you have your videos and stuff, and I know we love our flower festival still. So, those who are in it are hardcore in it. So, please make sure you reach out. What would be the best way for somebody to send you that? How should they contact?
They can email me. My school email is jp4936@nyu.edu. Or they can reach me on social media. On Instagram at jphilipphoto, Philip with one L. On Facebook, Jonathan Sean Phillip on Facebook. Yeah.
Let me interject right here because I'm so happy. Before we wrap up, we're just going to backtrack a little bit so we get to know our up and coming musician here. And as you can hear, the social media said J. Phillip Photo. I was about to say, guys, you actually know this guy, but thanks to Corona, this mask life keeps everybody hidden. The man behind the mask is the guy himself, J. Phillip. Photography, everybody knew you for your photography back then. But of course, now we know why he's missing in action and doing some real good work right now, Jono. So, photography was what St. Lucia was introduced to, and you're also doing your music now. So, where did the love of music come from?
I always loved music. It's always been something that has been very special to me. But being in a creative career hasn't always been something, although I always had the support of my parents, it's not always something that you think of like going to school to study and these kinds of things. I also knew that I didn't want to do photography because photography was something that I felt that I had already. Not saying that there's not more I can learn, but I was already comfortable to an extent where I didn't feel like it would be worth paying the extra amount to learn that.
I guess ready for something new.
Yeah, I'm ready for exactly. I felt like a whole part of the experience of school is to learn something new, just find something new in yourself.
So I just think right now, the only thing I want to say is, or not say, but ask you, what would be the timeline for the EP? So at least our viewers know, to keep on looking out.
So the project is actually due in May, because that's when I graduate. So anytime around, I've made it a habit of whenever I release things, it's usually at the end of the semester because that's when they're due. So I would say like late May, June, around that time, because everything should be done by then.
You know what? I can live with that. It gives us something to look forward to. So until then, guys, hang tight. Follow him on his social media so we can see the rest of this journey. And we'll patiently wait till May or June. But either way, we know it's coming. So that's all that counts. So thank you so much for just your true love of home, no matter where you go. And just keep on representing, and all the best.
Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, thank you for always supporting me, Chela.
The love going strong. The love's still there. Touch on that. St. Lucia, on this note, we're sending you all these positive vibrations, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Sakafet when you wind your waist. Sakafet, girl, you do it right. Sakafet, I want it tonight.